The Galactic Council had labeled humans as too volatile and unpredictably aggressive when Earth joined the interstellar community 50 years ago. These accusations weren't entirely baseless. Humans had emotions that flared hotter and burned longer than most species. Their anger, especially, was considered primitive and dangerous. Captain Jack Miller commanded the merchant vessel Horizon's Edge transporting medical supplies through the Vega Corridor. His crew of 6 humans maintained the ship with practiced efficiency, despite the prejudice they encountered at every port. "Incoming transmission, Captain," said Lisa, the communications officer. Her fingers danced across the holographic interface. "Put it through," Jack replied, setting down his coffee. The message wasn't audio or video, just a basic text transmission, urgent and stripped down to conserve bandwidth. **Dester signal. Research Station EPSION. Under ATTACK. Multiple TSULTs. Any vestigials PLEs or Eastbund. **. Jack checked the navigational display. "How far?" 2 hours at maximum burn," replied Tom from the helm. Jack didn't hesitate. "Set course. Alert Medical Bay." Their ship veered sharply, engines straining as they accelerated toward the distress call. Protocol dictated they should notify the Galactic Patrol. But Jack knew from experience that bureaucracy moves slowly, too slowly for those in immediate danger. 17 ships in range received that distress call, Lisa reported after checking the comm logs. "We're the only ones responding." Jack's jaw tightened. "Of course we are." Research Station Epsilon orbited a gas giant, its silver structure gleaming against swirling purple clouds. As they approached, the Horizon's Edge picked up scattered debris and radiation signatures indicating recent weapons fire. "Scans show the attackers have gone," said Anna from the security station. "But life support is failing in several sections of the station." "Open a channel," Jack ordered. After several tense moments, a gaunt, blue-skinned Trevection appeared on screen. The Vark fluid leaked from a wound on his forehead. "This is Professor Nix," he wheezed. "Thank the stars you came." "Captain Miller of the Horizon's Edge *. What happened?" "Raiders. They wanted our research data. They've disabled our main systems. We have 27 survivors, but 8 are critically injured and our medical bay was destroyed." Jack nodded grimly. "We're docking now. Prepare for evacuation." The station's corridors were choked with smoke and flickering emergency lights. Jack led the first rescue team, his crew moving efficiently through the chaos. They found survivors huddled in the central hub, a mix of species from across the galaxy. "You're human," stated an elderly Keldarian scientist, her compound eyes widening. "We didn't think anyone would come." "Why not?" asked Jack as he helped her toward the exit. The raiders broadcasted jamming signals. Only short-range distress could get through. The nearest patrol was hours away, and most merchant vessels, well, they don't involve themselves in dangerous situations. "We're not most vessels," Jack said simply. The evacuation proceeded quickly, with injured survivors carefully transferred to the Horizon's Edge medical bay. Jack's crew worked tirelessly, moving through increasingly unstable sections of the station to locate everyone. In the final sweep, they discovered 3 survivors trapped in a sealed laboratory. Anna used cutting tools to force the door, while alarms blared warnings of imminent structural collapse. "We have 5 minutes before this whole section breaks apart," Tom warned through the comm. "Almost there," Anna replied, muscles straining as she leveraged the door open. Inside, they found 2 Trevections supporting a third who appeared unconscious. Without a word, Jack lifted the injured alien while Anna and Tom helped the others. It sprinted through collapsing corridors, metal groaning around them. A support beam crashed down, narrowly missing them. The ship's docking tube was just visible ahead when a tremendous shudder ran through the station. "Move!" Jack shouted as pieces of ceiling began raining down. They lunged through the airlock seconds before the connection tore away. The ship's engines roared to life, pulling away as the research station began breaking apart behind them. In the medical bay, Dr. Maya worked feverishly to treat the wounded. The supplies they'd been transporting, now repurposed for emergency care, saved numerous lives that day. Professor Nix found Jack on the observation deck hours later, watching the remains of the station disperse into the gas giant's atmosphere. You diverted your course, risked your ship and crew, and used your own medical supplies to save us, the professor said quietly. Why? Jack turned, surprise evident on his face. Because you needed help. But none of the other ships responded. Not the Andorian luxury liner, not the Vexstar cargo fleet, both closer than you were. Jack shrugged. I can't speak for them. The Council calls humans angry, volatile, unpredictable. Nix's voice trembled slightly. They say your emotions make you dangerous. Maybe they do, Jack admitted. We feel things strongly. When we see suffering, it affects us. We can't just ignore it. This anger they fear, I think they misunderstand it, Nix said thoughtfully. Today, I saw humans channel that intensity into determination, courage, and compassion. Jack smiled faintly. Anger isn't always destructive. Sometimes it's just refusing to accept that nothing can be done. 3 days later, the Horizon's Edge docked at Centauri Station. The survivors disembarked to waiting medical teams and official debriefings. News of the rescue had spread quickly through interstellar channels. As Jack completed docking procedures, a notification appeared on his console. The Galactic Council had issued a formal commendation for his crew's actions. More surprising were the messages flooding in from ships across the sector, many from the same captains who had ignored the distress call, now effusive with belated congratulations. Lisa appeared at his side. The replacement medical supplies have arrived. We can resume our original course tomorrow. Jack nodded. Any word from Professor Nix? Yes, she smiled. He's been appointed to the Council's Committee on Interspecies Relations. Apparently, he's proposing a reevaluation of human temperament classifications. That'll be the day, Jack chuckled. He'd also sent this. Lisa handed him a small data crystal, said it's a copy of the research the Raiders were after, a study on emotional responses across species. He thought you might find it interesting. Jack turned the crystal in his hand, reflecting on the events of the past few days. Perhaps understanding would come slowly, one rescue at a time. For now, it was enough to know that when everything was at stake, it was the so-called angry humans who had come to the rescue.